أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فقلت استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال وبنين ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا وقد خلقكم أطوارا. So I said, pray to your Lord for your forgiveness. Indeed, He is very forgiving. And He will cause the heavens to rain upon you in abundance, and will help you with riches and sons, and will cause gardens to grow for you, and cause rivers to flow for you. What has happened to you that you do not appreciate the majesty of Allah, while He has created you in different phases? So we continue with Surah Nuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is narrating to us the da'wah and the invitation of Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam to his people. So in yesterday's ayat we read Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam said, "Oh Allah, I invited them first secretly, one-on-one, individually. ثُمَّ إِنِّي دَعَوْتُهُمْ جِهَارًا, then openly I invited them. ثُمَّ إِنِّي أَعْلَنْتُ لَهُمْ, then I started doing both. Whenever individually was better, I would invite them individually. Whenever it was more appropriate to invite them all together, I would invite them openly and all together." And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now mentions what Nuh alayhi salam was telling his people. So فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ. Number one, and that is the greatest benefit of Islam and Iman, is that Allah will forgive you. Number one. Then, to kind of, if that doesn't work, if the rewards of the akhirah, the treasures of the akhirah do not work and are not enough to kind of motivate insan, then you have to then, invite insan towards the ni'mas of this dunya. That if you bring iman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you this and this. So Nuh alayhi salam says, يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause the heavens to rain upon you in abundance. Because they used to live, we mentioned before, either in the Jaziratul Arab or Kufa. So of course they were in need of rain. It wasn't like where we live here. وَيُمْدِدُكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ, Allah will give you money. وَبَنِينَ, Allah will give you sons. The thought, of course, of the people at the time, and even today many people, they think that sons are better than daughters, and that sons will help you when they get older and things like that. So Allah will give you sons. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause the gardens to grow for you. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا, and the rivers which are dry, Allah will make them flow with water. In other words, Nuh alayhi salam is telling them that your ma'asiyah and your kufr in Allah is the sabab and the cause of your hirman and deprivation from these things. Well, if you stop your ma'asiyah and if you accept your iman and you stop your kufr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no reason to deprive you of these ni'mas and bounties. And this is what you and I should look into our lives as well. Many times when something doesn't go right for a person, they'll come to us and they'll say, "Shaykh, someone put the ayn on me, someone put nadar on me, someone has given me the evil eye, someone has done sihr and magic on me, there's a jinn that has taken over this person," and all this and this and this and this. But almost never you will hear a person say, I committed that sin, or I made this mistake, or I did that, and this is why this has happened. It's always blaming other people or blaming Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah protect us from ever doing that. Right? Many people, they blame Allah, al-iyadu billah. But how many times do we point the finger at ourselves and say, "Well, I committed this sin and I committed." Some people, they say, "But Shaykh, I'm telling you, I have been doing everything right. I can't remember any sin that I have committed." That's impossible. There probably isn't a day in our lives where we don't commit sin. Right? That's the haqiqah and the reality. So you need to blame yourself first. That I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I was not supposed to do this and I did this. And this is why this has happened to me. So if we stop this sin and we turn to Allah, Allah will give us. Then that's that. مَا لَكُمْ لَا تَرْجُونَ لِلَّهِ وَقَارًا. Now Nuh alayhi salam brings them to. So now he's mentioned the benefit of the akhirah, benefits of this dunya. Now he says, now let's focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So مَا لَكُمْ لَا تَرْجُونَ لِلَّهِ وَقَارًا. What's wrong with you? Why don't you appreciate the majesty, the greatness of Allah? What has Allah done? وَقَدْ خَلَقَكُمْ أَطْوَارًا. Number one, Allah created you in stages. From this drop of semen to the clot of blood. Then Allah fashioned that with bones and meat. Then Allah created you perfectly inside the womb of your mother into the form of a human. Then you came out from the womb of your mother. You couldn't say anything, you couldn't do anything. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gradually gave you all of your faculties. Then He let you hear, He let you see, He taught you how to walk, He taught you how to speak. All of this in different stages Allah has created. Don't you see how great Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is? And then you still bow down to the idols and you still prostrate to them. You're supposed to obey one Allah. You're supposed to bring iman in one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is so amazing and He is so great. And then Alam Tara, and then Nuh alayhi salam continues with mentioning some of the qudra and the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we'll read inshallah in the coming days. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the ma'asiyah, from the disobedience, from the sins, from following our shahawat and desires. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to shower His ni'mas and bounties upon us. May Allah forgive us. May Allah be pleased with us. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah.